Welcome back to day 2 of Champions Seoul in our second opening match of Group A. I'm Golden Boy, once again joined at the desk here with Mimi and the birthday boy, Tom. I had to do it again just to give you some embarrassment.
Didn't say that in the script.
It didn't say that in the script, but I added it because I'm my own man and I can do what I want. But up next,
did say that in the script.
We have a great potential, hopefully. I want to be hyped about this, but of course, it is going to be a 23 rematch between Fnatic and Billy Gaming. Now, if you hadn't been watching the Chinese region for a little while, you might remember Billy from their incredible run that we saw at Champs. Everyone's so enthusiastic about this team. Obviously, time has changed, right? It's been a while here, but Billy, they were the underdogs then, they're the underdogs now, and we know what they do when their backs are against the wall.
The last time we saw them, they did the funniest thing possible. 2 wins in a row against NRG to make playoffs at their first ever global event. But Fnatic was the team who queued them up for the second match of that bout, right? Beating them in the group stage. It was a very, very dominant game. Fnatic rolled them in a quick 2-0 and made their own way into the playoffs.
Yeah, I also think last time around I kind of looked at that team and there were a lot more positives. I'm nervous about them here. I think they're going to have to have come in with quite a few changes from what we saw in the regular season, because they got through in a very tight margin.
Yeah, Fnatic, however, I mean, it has been the resurgence of all time.
They're a great team.
Yeah, after not making it to Madrid and going out swiftly in Shanghai, they have come back into stage 2, did not drop a series, and I think reinvented themselves. The critique of this team so often was that they're just playing the same stuff, they're doing the standard, they're running through the same motions, but they were playing new comps, new ideas. This was a fresh-faced Fnatic in stage 2.
Yeah, well, they literally had a new player in the mix as well, and they haven't lost since he joined, the youngster in Hero. And it's funny calling him the youngster when Alpha is still like almost a similar age to him. But it really is impressive what he's been able to bring, but also how they've been able to bring this guy into the team. Still the 4th best EMEA team in your mind, though, which is what you said. Top of the show, we have evidence of that.
I don't remember that at all. But look, here's the deal, though. Fnatic, a team that, would at times lean on, hey, Durka, go shoot everyone and win. Right now,
famous strategy
has worked for them from time to time. But now this team has actually leaned so much more on their defense, so much more on what they're bringing to the table here. You're really seeing a more well-rounded Fnatic coming into Champions.
Yeah, like the statistics will tell you what you need to know, but at the same time, I pulled some clips specifically for their map of Sunset, because on the defensive side, this was a map that they didn't play up until the end of the season. They pretty much banned it all the way out. Yeah. And this is just them taking B main versus Vitality. Now, Vitality were a team that really loved leaning on that B main control, and that's how they would set up. So you had different utility setups every single time, using the stuns, the stars, switching the personnel that were there. In some cases, they were very aggressive, taking deep control. Other times, they were combining it with the ultimates that they had online. It was ultimately just a beautiful counter to a very, very good team on Sunset, and they ended up obliterating them.
I was so impressed with how Boaster and the coaching staff showed so much variety in all these new compositions. I think a lot of the times when teams try and innovate, right, not a lot of other squads are playing as much Yoru, as much ISO, as much unique stuff as Fnatic is.
That was Alpha Air on Breach.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But the depth they've shown, they have multiple looks in all of those. They have a couple different looks on the default. They have a lot of set plays, and that's across their map pool that is proven to be incredibly deep. This is no longer the fraud Fnatic that was struggling, that wasn't making it to the globals. This is back to the Fnatic that is going to be contending for trophies at global events. But the thing is, they've never done it at Champions before, and this would be the perfect place for them to find their redemption.
Exactly, and with Leo out, Hero has been brought in as the sub, and they have been dynamic, unreal this the previous stage. And now you're going to have Hero at a global event here. It's a different type of environment for him. But honestly, I can't think of 4 better people to share the stage with for your first match.
The other thing as well is you have to think of the stakes even when he came into EMEA.
Yeah.
It was a team that, okay, they made it to one of the internationals, they failed the first and didn't look particularly good. So it was basically a story of, okay, we have to get to Champions, we have to do well at Champions, otherwise this is a failed year for this squad. And this kid hasn't broken a sweat. He's looked fantastic all the way through.
And he's filling into the shoes of Leo, the guy who we've always lauded as one of, if
Leo
not
and
best.
Sentinels. That's the thing. He's playing multiple roles for this team, not just the Leo's
Exactly, right? And on top of that, the team has had to flex around that. Chronicle is playing more Initiator. I think he's looked incredible, especially getting to see more of his Sova these days. But yeah, Hero, I think it's just remarkable how well this guy has stepped into this roster, stepped into this system on a completely new level of play. For a guy that was a completely unknown name, it's really remarkable.
Yeah, well, of course, you know, when you have a player like Hero, you need a leader that's going to guide him, and who better than Boaster? Good thing we caught up with him, courtesy of Mika. What you got for us?
Hey, Boaster, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you again, especially since this is going to be your 4th champs in a row with Fnatic. But what do you think is Fnatic's biggest obstacle to lifting that trophy?
I'm going to have to say it's our mental aspect maybe, but I think this tournament we're feeling good, we're feeling prepared, we're feeling really positive, and yeah, nothing's going to stop us, hopefully.
Hopefully. Well, let's see it on stage. Good luck to you guys.
Of course, this Fnatic team, they're such a talented squad, but they have been known at times to kind of, you know, get within that mental prison and kind of struggle to be able to climb their way out of it. I think, though, that this time around, this team's coming in feeling quite refreshed, quite enthusiastic. Actually, passed by them in a hallway. They were bumping some music. They were vibing. I think this is going to be a Fnatic that's feeling quite good. And Billy Gaming, their opponents on the other side of the stage, need to be careful because this is a team that not a lot of people are given the time of day. In fact, all of Fnatic was predicted by the entirety of the talent team, which goes to show you how favored Fnatic is in this matchup, Mimi.
I don't think there's an opening match that is more heavily favored, at least on paper, than this one. Billy coming out of China, I think it's very different if you're not watching this region than the teams you're more familiar with, FPX, EDG. This Billy squad doesn't play as many crazy comps. They have like one map where they're off kilter. For the most part, it's standard meta stuff or what was meta like a year ago. But I think where they falter is really in the execution. There are moments when you see them playing really well together, having solid trading, really seeing the improvement in fundamentals from the last time we saw this team, but there are still a lot of moments regionally where that is slipping, where people are overheating, individual mistakes are cropping up, and the team isn't able to adapt and stay in these games, and that's why they're coming in as the 4th seed from this region.
They scraped it as well. It was a joint 6 points. Like they were literally the bottom team to make it through, just about got here, which I think is always an achievement in itself.
Of course.
But this is now where it's like the level that they need has to go up a significant amount to get close to Fnatic. Yeah.
It absolutely does. And I think also they're going to be playing against a Fnatic who doesn't play like the Chinese teams they're playing regionally. They're really structured. They're going to punish those individual mistakes. And honestly, I think the biggest fear for Billy is that once those risks start to be taken, when a player like YZ's going for these swings, if it stops working, if Fnatic is punishing it, can they come back into this game? Because they haven't had a lot of experience internationally, no matter how great Champions was for them last year.
Yeah, great point on that one. A lot of pressure here for Billy. Some added pressure as well, courtesy of our friend Artis over in Navi.
Well, you know what? He's never said anything silly about Billy before, so what would be a problem with him saying something here? I also want to point out, I'm going to mainly direct this to GB, why is going ball to punishment? That's the real question.
Saying,
like,
you know what I mean?
What's going on here, Artis?
Ball is beautiful, baby. Okay? Lean into it.
Maybe it's a reward.
You get That's right. I'm going to look at it as a reward. That's the best way to see it.
I think there's like some internalized bolt phobia within both of you to assume it was a punishment.
Maybe.
I don't think that's a thing.
Well, here's the thing. This is going to be Neff over on BLG's first global event. And earlier, Paperthin had an opportunity to sit down with Billy's IGL to talk about this whirlwind of a year for this roster.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Paperthin here, and I am joined by Billy Gaming's Neff. Now, Neff, I have so many questions for you, but we don't have a lot of time. You have had a crazy journey the last couple of years, right? Last year, you win Ascension with Bleed. They qualify for Pacific. You can't move on with them. You have a bunch of time in between to play some games, play with some other teams and things like that. Then in Stage 2, you join Billy. What's this year been like for you, going from winning to Ascension to now qualifying for Champions?
I mean, following last year, right, after our Ascension win back in Thailand, I mean, I was pretty ecstatic. And then after that, knowing that I had some complications about the following year. Like I was obviously like pretty down and pretty like sort of depressed about it. Like I couldn't compete. Then I had a bunch of time. I sorted out everything, and then I was able to compete again, right? And then I was actually about to join a team called DSG, if you know, Disguise. And then I was ready to sign a contract, pen and paper, everything down. And suddenly Bilibili approached me. I was like, do I really want to take this risk? Because it's like moving to an entirely new region and such. And yeah, I took the choice, and now I'm here.
Awesome, man. So speaking of that, you moved to a new region. What it's been like for you playing in VCT China? You know, you've got a Korean coach, Chinese players. How has that transition been for you?
I mean, at first, before I took the decision to move to VCT CN, right, Bilibili, I mean, it's kind of like a very new experience. Like throughout my whole playing career, I've been speaking in the English language and then having to switch over to Mandarin. And I mean, obviously, at first it was pretty tough. Like, I did not know anyone on the team. We only had a couple of scrims before I made the decision to join, right? And then after that, I moved over, and then we interacted more between the teammates, the coaches, and the staff as well. And then everyone got along pretty well, and then now we're here. And I think right now I'm pretty comfortable right now.
Awesome, great to hear. What about for this event? Are there any teams or players you'd really like to go up against, or that you're looking forward to playing?
I mean, before the draws happened, right? Like we are the 4th seed, not the best, and then we knew we had to play the 1st seed for our first game, right? And I told myself I really want to play against Fnatic. I want to play against Boaster and Alpha in particular, and we got it.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're a tough opponent for sure. So looking forward to that. And then finally, what is the expectations and the mindset for you and your team coming into Champions 2024?
I mean, like I said, we were the 4th seed, right? So obviously we didn't do particularly well in our own region for the playoffs. But I think we are still not a team to be underestimated by the rest of the teams. And I think that throughout this tournament, we're just going to take each game one step at a time. We're going to take every round, every game as a learning experience for us in order to better us for the future. Yeah.
Awesome. Great, man. Well, thank you so much. And congratulations again on making it. And we're looking forward to seeing you play.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great to hear there from Neff, and quite fascinating, right, that, you know, this team, like, they know they don't want to be underestimated here, but they know that the work that they have to do is going to be quite substantial.
But what he's saying there about taking this as a learning opportunity, I think it's definitely the right move. You know, the CN region is still, I think, behind, clearly. They haven't had as much time as the partnership league. The game hasn't been out for as long. But Bilibili is trying to play a lot of the style of some of these other teams from other regions. And I think taking that learning opportunity, growing as a squad is so important, especially when they do have some great talents on their team, like YZ.
Yeah, I think, I'll be honest, if they played against early in the year Fnatic, who ultimately stuck with a lot of stuff from the year before, I think they would have had a good opportunity to face off against them. The problem is they've come up against a Fnatic who are now in their innovation era. That was always the thing with the OG Fnatics going back even a few years. It was the scariest prospect when Boaster had those chances to really go wild with the comps. So now they're going to have to learn to play against a whole different style that they won't have faced before.
And they still have to get over some of these blocks. You were seeing there some of the best highlights, the highs for this team. But they have still never beaten EDG or FPX, the two best teams from their region in the partnership era. And they've never beaten EDG as a squad whatsoever. So there is still a pretty big gap, I think, between those top two CN teams and the teams like Bilibili, like Trace, like DRG, who we saw earlier in the year. So any opportunity to come here, scrim against so many different teams from around the world, and also to have a chance to showcase and make an upset happen like they did last year is huge.
Real quick, though, before we get ready for the match, I want to ask you guys differences between, you know, what we saw the 23 Bilibili versus the 24 Bilibili, right? Because we were kind of saying the same thing last year, and then look what happened. They managed to pull off some pretty incredible things.
I think YZ just isn't, I don't think he's hitting as much as he was before. Like, he was truly in his, like, superstar era last year and managed to sort of almost diff some of the players on NRG. I don't know if he's quite there right now.
But I do wonder if there's something about Champions, about these global events, about wanting to prove yourself so bad to level you up. But it's against Fnatic, and that's, I think, one of the toughest two opponents you could get for your first round draw.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, I think it's about to be time to send it down to the stage, bring out our two teams so we can get this show on the road. You got Bilibili going up against Fnatic. and we are going to be bringing them out in just a moment here because teams are getting set up, ready to go, and then we'll be all copacetic. It's going to be interesting, though, considering that Bilibili, again, they are coming in with this underdog mentality. Fnatic cannot sleep on them whatsoever, regardless.
They absolutely can't, but this is a Fnatic that is so confident right now. Didn't drop a series in EMEA, only lost 3 maps across their run. This is, in my opinion, the best form we have seen Fnatic in heading into an international event since maybe Masters Tokyo?
Yeah. I would also say definitely heading into Champions. I don't even think that's arguable. I think that because of the lows, there's been a work ethic. I think bringing in Hero had that additional boost of just him almost energizing the team and having that desire to win. And I'm hoping maybe on the other side, Neff can be that as the leader of this squad as well. I think there's a good opportunity there.
Yeah, all right. Well, we did get word. Players are ready to go. So let's go ahead and bring them out. You got Fnatic going up against Bilibili Gaming. It's about to go down. Let's head to the stage.
Bilibili. Fnatic.
Fnatic is coming into this event in their best form pretty much in any champions in the history of the game. They're feeling really, really good. But on the other side, you have a Bilibili lineup that doesn't have many expectations for this competition, so that could be scary for their opponents. But let's go ahead and look at the series layout. You got Bind, Lotus, and Ascent if necessary. Let's see where this goes.
I don't mind the Bind coming on, just as their own choice, because even though it's very good for Fnatic, I'm looking at Bilibili and going, play to your strengths. Don't try and look for a weakness on the opponent.
Yeah, it's true.
I am not the biggest fan, though, of their Bind. They've won it regionally, but they're still playing this solo Sky composition that I think can be really limiting. They have a lot of ideas that I think are somewhat one-dimensional, which is like pop flash plays, setting up their star duels. It's not bad by any means, but they're going up against a Fnatic who is innovating on this map. The last time we saw them play, they pulled out Alpha Yaron Clove, and it looked sick.
They just look nasty in general. I also think that this first map is going to be critical because going to Lotus, I believe it's now a 6 streak. They haven't changed their comp pretty much the whole year on Fnatic because they are so comfortable at how they play it. But they've still been able to innovate the way they actually play the map, and they have been dominant in pretty much every first half they've played.
They built the meta comp on this map. Everyone has been playing it. Everyone emulated them. There's a reason why they continue to go back to this map.
Curious to see what we end up getting here. Does Bilibili try and pull an FPX, throw a spanner into the works, try something new?
I would be really surprised.
I would be surprised too, because it's not their style.
Well, they've also won it 4 times in a row, so it would be coming into an event going, okay, this is something that we've actually been relatively comfortable on, and then changing it just for now because of the opponent they're up against. And on the other side of things, it already looks like that Clove has dissipated. We're actually going to get the Gecko out from Alpha. I'm quite excited to see that because, again, it seems like his role just changes all over the shop.
This is a comp we have seen, not with the Astra, but with the Brimstone normally from a lot of other teams. It's kind of become one of the standards on this map. But as we know, Boast are super comfortable on that Astra. They'll lean into it on a lot of these maps. But to your point, GB, I think that Bilibili is really focused on trying to play good, proper Valorant. That's why you see them play classic comps. That's why you see them try and lean into fixing their fundamentals. Their coach, Bile, is a legend in Korean esports from the very beginning, who I think has brought the right ideas into this roster.
Yeah, they're certainly going to need to work out how to, crack the egg of Fnatic. It's going to be really tough, though, especially when you got them doing stretches like that. But now it is time to jump into the server. Our teams are set, and so is our casting duo. 2 guys who are very familiar with the building that we are in right now, the hometown casters. It's Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, GP. And yes, here we are. It feels so good to be right back staying in Seoul. Haven't had to travel too much for this one. And boy, already it has been some banger series throughout this first 1.5 days that we've had. And hopefully that is going to continue as we get ready to go into this 4th matchup.
No doubt about it. I mean, obviously it's going to be heavy favorites in the case of Fnatic, as the desk was rightly pointing out. But Billy has a chance to do another funny thing.
It might be even funnier this time if they could pull it off.
I mean,
it's up for debate.
Yeah.
We also, Artist has his hair on the line. That wasn't something that existed the last time around. So if it does occur, I think it is a little bit more comedic, but as the desk was also saying, it's very unexpected to occur. Let's see what happens though. Is out the rip. Billy going to be here on the attack. Alfier bringing out that Gecko. Jump peek. It's a little bit of damage, but spots out 3.
Yeah, really just trying to secure hookah control. Trying to push up and through, and a quick kill from K-Knight to open up the B site. Just Boaster left now.
Yeah, eyes on the dog there, but a little wide swing out. Finds the headshot, puts him down. Solid opening now here. There's all hookah, all sight. Very much in control here of Billy. Double approach coming up through that elbow side of Lab. Slow movement here from Fnatic.
Trying to find an opening. Good one-way setup here for Billy. Try to slow this down. Prowler to check, but Billy's holding their angles.
Boombot has just drifted across the site. Nearly gets the explosion. Would have done quite a bit of damage there. Paint Shell going to be flying down. Nefta eating a little bit. Put some damage down, but now flexing as well. Going to fall. Durka finds that kill. Chronicle just strafing forward. Finding one. K-Knight rather will be able to find a third, but cannot hold the line. The defuse will come in, and Fnatic will take the pistol.
Somebody called Vin Diesel because that Boombot was fast and furious. It was just zooming out there. But yeah, Fnatic, just great protocols. As always, you know, just taking their time, being really disciplined. You know, BLG has all the time in the world to do their setups, and something else that Desk was talking about, Coach Bile has generally gotten teams into really good fundamental positions where they can hold those angles, but Fnatic just so snappy on these shots. Durka, Chronicle, Hero, all getting involved there. And just storm on through and retake. And it's going to be really interesting and maybe a little bit rocky here at the start for Fnatic with these role swaps. You know, like the desk was mentioning, it's a very different look, frankly. I mean, Boaster, though, back on his classic Astra, kind of the agent that he's so well known for. Durka does get spotted, but not the end of the world here as BLG looking for a push up through short and showers so far. But
sees Nade up over the top, looking for a catch. A little bit of decay there. Somebody trying to pull back, but Chronicle through the corner of the wall, able to find the headshot. Shuts down that enemy Viper. It's been a decent investment into this round with these Sheriffs and the Ghost.
A little bit of patience and an orb grab, though, at least for Billy. But now they're going to have to make their way through towards the site. Already another star right in front of this door. Let's see if that's going to be a grab well or what.
Spam from Durka, holding them at bay for now. Neff down to 61. Left in 75. Tap of the spike. Plant not being found yet, but they managed to overwhelm Chronicle. Do find that elimination. Why is he jumping across the way with the blast pack? Able to recover that weapon. So now they do have a Bulldog in play. One realistically to try to swap that weapon over to, though. K-Knight the only one at full HP at the same time. Tucked away behind the box. Push forward. Why is he able to find an elimination? They know that he's going to be low. Boaster eventually able to pressure him out. Eats a little bit of damage, but Widely's going to be okay. Mosh into the corner, forcing Neff forward. Have they read this timing? No, they have not. He strikes, finds one. K-Knight gets the other. The push forward. Durka shut down. And it's similar scenes to the opening series of the day. But this time, it's BLG getting the eco after the pistol loss over Fnatic.
Well, they're just sort of able to dissect Fnatic's defense there piece by piece. Taking down Chronicle first, and then getting to the plant, and they're able to get back into safer post plant. Send Flexen all the way out. He's got his molly ready if things go really sideways, but YZ really stepping up to the plate. K-Knight having a hot start to this map. He was really good against EDG when BLG faced them. He is so nasty on that Cypher. Has great aim, and he's going to be the hype guy as well for BLG.
Well, Alfie trying to push up, but Pete get clipped there by a Cyber Cage. Somebody's able to collect the kill. Boaster here into the smoke, though, runs out of bullets, and Wisey able to find him with that Outlaw.
I know exactly.
Already a bit of a scramble here at the start, but it's the one casualty thus far here for the side of Billy. Not liking what they see on this B site. It's just going to be a full ship through the teleporter, work their way over here towards A, but faster rotate are Durka as well as Hero. The paint shells up over the top to try to interrupt, but it's going to be a truck side plant.
Spike planted.
Tough retake coming, and they're just shut right down. BLG gets 2 quick kills.
If they do, Chronicle now last man standing. Does have that recovered Bulldog, so an opportunity to maybe deal some damage. Wisey, Yosemite, cash-wise, not in the best spot, but and with K-Knight as far ahead as he is, and granted, I mean, he already invested in the Neural Theft that he was able to build up. He will be able to drop for somebody.
Now, YZ would love to get this kill. Get that showstopper online into the next round. Holding that angle with the Outlaw. See if Chronicle falls for it.
He's training for the peak. K-Knight trained for the wide swing. A little bit of a push up, and oh, the quick scope in. Finds the shot. Showstopper going to be online going in around 4, and Bilibili now find themselves in with a lead.
Yeah, they're really quite aggressive at times on the teleporter. When I was watching some of their games on this map, this is one of the maps I keyed in on because I kind of expected it to be their pick. They're 3-0 on bind throughout stage 2. And they're really willing to just take risks with the TPs. In this case, you know, they don't have a ton of information on the other side of the map. They'll still go for it. Sometimes they'll set up these cool crunch plays between the teleporters as well. So really curious to see if Bilibili's going to keep leaning into those ideas as this goes on, and if Fnatic can kind of challenge it. Because sometimes Bilibili doesn't really take a ton of showers control aggressively. This time they've got some Cypher util there. But otherwise, the main force of Bilibili trying to put some pressure towards Long. Hero just has to back out. Can't really contest that just yet. Still haven't seen too much value out of this Astra other than the pistol round that they've switched into. A little bit of damage done.
And just a little bit of blind spraying there. Hero going to be knocked down to 51. Orb take here from Neff, just now one step away from having the Seekers online. Yosemite taking some space, pushing forward. Boaster able to strike, finds a headshot to shut it down. The Viper now out of play. But no one budging here from the side of Fnatic. They get that one pick, but they still know that there was presence over here towards B, and they suspect that this is where the spike is going to end up.
That's a huge find from Boaster. It gives him a lot of information. You know, it's either going to be Yosemite or K-Knight that's lurking around the map, so you can just hold tight. And if you get one kill here for Durka, he's going to have a showstopper.
Slow peek in. There's a finisher on to Hero. Paint shell's out, but a little bit too late. Showstopper looking, hunting down, trying to find a target, spots him out. And Durka will get eliminated. Kill coming through now. The man advantage very much here in the hands of BLG. And realistically, Boaster likely going to have to make the call for the save. You see him already rotated over towards Heaven, so it's already been sounded. BLG going to be allowed to move up 3-1.
They're so disciplined on these executes. Doing a really nice job of just taking their time, finding the open man and taking him down. Neff has been a really big addition to this BLG squad. And like I talked about in his interview with him, you know, he's had a rough year. He qualifies with Bleed through Ascension for Pacific, has to take some time off, comes back to BLG. He has been a huge pickup. He is an initiator specialist, and he has really done a good job of being a steady hand for this Bilibili gaming team.
Boaster now at risk. Do any of them peek out of the shower? Looks like the answer is going to be no. They know that they're, you know, these players decently close. You don't want to be giving the pit over. Boasters want away from that. Cosmic Divide. Let's just leave him alone. Let's not over pursue. Looks like still Fnatic, the coaching staff wanting to see how the rest of this plays out. So not seeing a pump here, not seeing that timeout get called.
A showstopper, a Guardian scuffed by for the side of Fnatic. Just really not finding much success with these defaults. Feels a little bit uncomfortable at times, and YZ seemingly stepping up once again at the international level. He's had, at times, a bit of a rough go of it in VCT China, but the international events, he always seems to come through big for them. And they're expecting some kind of aggressive play here, so they're going to pump the brakes a bit as BLG and just watch every angle they can. They've got the camera to watch Hookah, they've got Neff to watch Long B, 3-hit short, and the Cypher to watch Showers. So every base covered, just seeing if maybe this was going to be the round that Boaster might call up a bit more aggressive play. Wow, Chronicle.
Chronicle again.
Toxin screen down.
Looking to hold down short. Just getting a sense of things off that Viper wall raise. Gives them the advantage. That showstopper still in the back pocket. Now everybody from Fnatic. There are quite a many few getting ready to rotate over towards this side of the map. Right now just going to be Alpier left as YZ spotted. Dead by his own paint shell. Got vulnerable and gets taken down. While we might have just sung some praises for him, Chronicle is the one who deserves the praise right now in this round. As he looks to single-handedly close the gap, Neff will be able to punch back a little bit. Finds the headshot to put him down. Stop him from getting a 4-piece, but ultimately, that is going to be Chronicle putting the team and that round on his back.
I mean, he has just been stellar in EMEA this year. In my opinion, maybe the best player overall in that region, especially throughout Stage 2. Was absolutely crazy good for Fnatic and is so reliable throughout the years. Obviously, the many trophies in his case already, looking to add another to it. And that is just so clean with that Vandal.
He might have already hit it, but it looked like he just tiptoed on to that snake bite right at the very end. Hit the ground for that brief little moment before the second blast came through. Uh-oh.
Oopsies.
It's okay. After that last round, you get one.
You get one.
No one saw anything.
YZ with an op, though.
Okay, I didn't account for him dying immediately to an operator.
It's not a great round for Chronicle after such a good one.
Now YZ opening things up. Alf here spotting out a couple. Decides to pull back away. Neff for now just going to be tucked over towards teleporter side.
Right there. But this has gotten so difficult for Fnatic to read based on this setup. Now they don't have that Viper control over short. So any contact they had on the other side of the map, they were trying to lean in towards it. And again, though, it is Yosemite as the sole player trying to lurk through short himself. See if he can cause some distractions, cause some chaos. And everybody else.
He's just going to be waiting for the rotates to come through as the exec comes down onto the side. Boaster eating a bit of damage. The paint shell right up over top of his head. Knocked down to 82, but did put some good damage down onto Flexen on the entry. This paint shell going to be sent to bounce through. Neff going to be interrupted, rerouted for a moment. 27 seconds. The team now starting to rotate out. Somebody realizing he's not going to get the catch. Swings back around through the link.
Still have this op to worry about as well. In YZ's hand, over towards elbow.
Off the stun, the C's coming through. As that's going to be K9 taken down. Durga able to find one. Showstopper now in play. All the players getting flushed out, sends it over towards Long. Quite a bit of damage there onto Yosemite. Are they ready for the forward player? They are. They find Flexen. Now the paint shell is holding him back, nearly taking him down. Yosemite at 10 HP, has to run away, and he cannot save that op.
That's a huge round for Fnatic. They had a lot of ults in cycle, and they put him to great use, and it's going to force the first time out here of this match from Bilibili. As well as this has gone, these retakes coming out of B have been not contested at that door. And so Fnatic's allowed to get out and flood towards the site, and they're making the most of it. Done a great job on the pistol round, and here again. And seemingly, Bio wants to talk about these. I think the ideas just need to be a little bit deeper in that post plan on those B sites. Just really just shut down that angle, maybe try to push elbow a little bit more, see if you can create that off angle towards the alley. Things like that, maybe in consideration.
We saw the oopsie moment from the side of Fnatic, you know, Chronicle messing up the poison orb, getting picked off, but then we also saw it from Bilibili. And while it wasn't in the moment the most impactful thing, it certainly is something that I think he's going to bring up, try to make sure that they're reinforcing and not making the same mistake twice, because we had that corner peek moving over in towards elbow. This is a full team flash into the face of YZ with that operator. And if there's a player on the opposite side who's able to just turn away from that flash fast enough, YZ is going to be dead to rights. So, you know, I think there's plenty to point out here for Bile to go ahead and get involved, but now we find ourselves tied up at 3-3.
For sure. There's definitely a lot to consider here for Bilibili, and I think Fnatic, you've got to worry about handing that over to him. Another op going to be grabbed by YZ. Durka's going to hang on to his, so the Razes going to be dueling with the sniper rifles potentially. Still, though, you're getting close to another Seekers for Neff. And Alfier very, very close to a Thrash for his own. First time out on Gecko here on Bind. And it's been a little bit rough, but it's Alpha. You can never count him out. Once that rifle gets hot, he just starts taking over maps.
Pit now invested heavy stack on B. Ultimately, though, Fnatic going to be more than happy if they kind of route people in through showers, because that's going to go right into the sights of Durka with that operator. Going to have something in place to try to displace him here. At least smoke off the angle, but
here. Well, you've got Flex in there, so likely the smoke's to cut off the middle of the site if they decide to push through towards A. See if they can kind of take the legs out of this ult. They have to be really careful.
Oh, and it's just a slow peek unescorted. YZ goes for it.
The
Dragon, the grab well, the nade. Plenty of damage down onto Neff. A little bit of a decay. It's down to 76 zone. Of course, that is going to be unhealable.
It's so annoying to have to go against the C's and the grab well in the same comp with the nades not too far behind. Now you're left scratching your head a bit as Bilibili, but they're going to continue this slow push towards A. And they're going to try to clear the pit as well.
Yeah, double push getting ready to come through. Chronicle ready to receive. Spots on the first and gets the transfer onto the second. Doesn't even take too much damage there. As Flexen now pushing forward, trying his odds. Gets the spot and does manage to get himself that headshot. But Durka drawing down with a ghost, takes out Neff. That's a spike, stranded back sight, covered by an operator. It's just Flexen all on his lonesome. There's nothing more to be done. Gets this one, but nothing more. Durka with 3 will get Fnatic up to 4.
Well, now Fnatic is really asserting their control over the choke points on this map, and this is something I kind of expected to see, with an Astra in there, particularly on Bind. Normally it's a Brimstone, or previously Fnatic could run Clove, but with Astra there, you can really make life just miserable for your opponents. And we saw it with the grab wall nade combo. Durka holding that off angle with the op. Doing a great job. Right now, our Fnatic bouncing back. Billy came out swinging a bit. And the Cash, they still have enough for a bit of a buy, but had to go down to a Bulldog for Flexen. Have that Seekers now for Neff. They're going to try their luck at B again. Kind of that same old Billy push. They really like these coordinated hits between Hookah and the Octagon. A good flash catches Hero.
Yeah, flash just spot out Hero. Sends out a bit of util to try to survive here, try to turn the tides, but cannot. And Alpier with the ult. Ultimately, not going to be coming up with too much. Plant now in play. Chronicle swapped over to try to reinforce his position. They do have plenty of cash. I mean, Alpier's going to be cash cap no matter what. Do they play for more damage? It feels like they should.
Absolutely. Definitely think they should try to do what they can. YZ is going to slip over into the cubby. Try to hold an off angle. Time ticks away. Let's see what Chronicle and Alpha can do.
Time dwindling. And, well, Alpier going to fall. YZ able to find that shot. Can contemplate whether or not he wants to take the operator there in front of him. It looks like the call is going to be just full rifles forward from here. Tied up 4-4.
If you give Billy this extra little bit of space at the point of attack, they are shutting Fnatic down. They are immediately landing some good util, finding some good kills like we just saw in that round. And this is going to force Fnatic to have to think about this a little bit. I mean, they're just charging on in, finding great attacks. I mean, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Fnatic plays retake on B better than they do just holding the site itself. I mean, that's a strange thing to say about Bind, but it has been true so far.
Wow. Timeout now called here. Basically back-to-back between the two squads as Fnatic wanting to make some adjustments of their own. They are starting here on this defending side, so want to be able to accrue as many of those round wins as they possibly can before pivoting over to the attack.
Absolutely. And the thing they really have to be thinking about right now is the ults that are coming into cycle for the side of Billy Gaming. Elma Putty and Mini there. Elma making his return back to Seoul. First time since last year.
Fair point.
Yep, was a coach for Gen G last year. And now finds himself back here leading Fnatic to a potential champions run. We'll have to see, but certainly the team looking great in EMEA, so tip of the cap to him. But yeah, there's two ults coming into cycle for Billy. The Seekers and the Orbital Strike. And so that's something that really has to be thought about. Making sure that you're aware of that for those post plants. See if you can find a way to bait that out a bit. Durka is going to have that operator again. So looking towards the map, looks like he's going to try to take Shower's control, and Billy seemingly going to try to stack this angle. Flash in hand. YZ, how aggressive does he want to get off that?
Luckily, there was no one there.
Yeah.
Eats that flash.
That looked intentional,
spam on the close corner. Yeah, it did. It's just going to be the orb pickup here for him. Now that they know that it's perfectly safe. And Knight in a bad spot. Going to at least fake that he's running across, but now no, we'll just go ahead and go for it. Seeker's going to be sent out from the side of Neff. I don't know how many players Knight quite spotted out, though. Either way, Seeker's kind of telling all. They should know there's only going to be a couple players here on the site. So Billy now starting to scale their way forward. TP in around the back. Orbital Strike going to be sent, but it's a little bit too late to try to interrupt. But no, Hero will still get caught on the far side of it, I believe. Spot out onto one. Alpier finding that elimination. Wingman set, but that does not check the close angle. Yosemite, it turns back towards him. No, made aware. Holds his crown, tries to go for the kill, but cannot find it. Neff at the same time going to be taken down as Durka finds that elimination. Chronicle pushing forward, has to go for the reload, but YZ able to strike. Paint Shell going to be lobbed in. The underhand toss, a little bit of damage, eating the push up into the smoke. With 2 players stacked up, he just cannot hold his ground. Fnatic, they will answer back and regain the lead.
This is a great round for Fnatic after that timeout. They do a phenomenal job baiting out that ultimate, using the TP. Yeah, there's one taken down, Hero goes down, but Alpha plays that so well with that Gecko utility to clear that corner. Breaks things open for Fnatic, opens up so many extra angles. Durka with the op over the top and keeping the site very well under control. And you can see Biles already a little bit frustrated with that round.
Yeah.
That was a toughie. You used so many ults, and yeah, you've got the showstopper again, but Durka's 1 away from his. You're 1 away from the Nightfall for Hero. 1 away from the pit, though, for Yosemite. So both teams potentially clash with that. Wow, Durka getting real aggressive, just missed.
On a big hard line, but no counter swing available. He's able to get it out scot-free. As Showstopper opened up, looking for the concuss there, but YZ able to get past it. Continues to push forward, looking for a target. Do they suspect that he's going to be here behind the boxes? The answer is going to be no, and Chronicle doesn't even need any damage from that. Able to fully dodge it out. The Sync fight going through, though, should tell all. As all of the smokes dissipated. Nothing more to work with here from the side of Flex, and aside from that Molly, Nightfall goes across. Catch on to a few players. Now the Haunt reveal as well. Why is he going to be noted? The C sent out. Neff gets a little bit of damage across onto Hero as the wingman starts to go for the plant. I think they can actually wallbang this one. They need to start spamming, and they do. But it's already held up to half. Bolster breaks open showers. Alpha able to find one as the Molly does fall. Chronicle held in place here for the moment. The Snake bite further. Buying time to push out. Why is he going to be good for one? Finds a smattering of damage onto the other, but Durka keeps Chronicle protected. Another 3K. As Fnatic get up to 6.
I mean, these Flood retakes from Fnatic have been so good so far on this map. I like the call here from Bilibili to get aggressive off the rip with that showstopper advantage in hand to create the space, to get the plant down. They've got those mollies set up to try to delay, but they just can't fight enough. Durka just better. A great job there by Chronicle, positioning himself to avoid any damage at all from that showstopper. Boaster just saying, hey.
Having some fun.
What's up?
When they're having fun, that is when you're having a bad time.
And that's something Boaster was telling me behind the scenes before the start of the event, that, you know, a big focus for him coming into this champs was, you know, to loosen up a bit, have a bit more fun this event, you know, not try to put too much pressure on themselves. And let's see if that mentality will pull through.
Okay, noted the jump. As YZ just going to be making a little bit of noise, tucks back.
Trying to sell a bit of a fake. Seeing if they can keep a player stuck onto the B site. BLG has been pretty decisive in their decision making when it comes to their execute. So this time around, they're doing a good job again, I think, reading at least the early part of this round. It's just these post plants they've got to shore up.
Showstopper out, spot out, to YZ, but he jumps right over it. Lands, sticks the landing, and finds the kill on the Hero. Scoops up the operator, says thank you very much, and now suddenly this A site is firmly in the hands of Bilibili.
Oh, this is just incredible stuff from YZ. The timing on that blast pack, absolutely unreal. Still a chance for Fnatic, but it's going to be different. The pit's going down from Yosemite.
I mean, the big meat sports events going on simultaneously in the other part of the world, I'd give that landing a 10. He stuck it, and my God, did he nail a shot on the back end of it. The push forward, though, look at it, trying to flush them out of this pit is Alfier, just trying to go for a bit of an off-tempo, catch somebody unawares, but K9 is ready for it. Push into the back, and YZ continuing to thrive. Those are putting down one, but nothing more to be done. Surrounded can do some damage, but it's going to be a 4-piece here at the end as BLG giving themselves a shot at tying things up 6-6 on the half.
Well, and guess what? YZ's one away from another showstopper. I think he...
Well, yeah,
whatever, it doesn't matter. He still is one away from a showstopper, but that's the big thing now coming into this round is, do you play for an orb? And, you know, how aware of that is Fnatic going to be? That's absolutely brilliant. Just beautiful. Masterful from YZ. Huge round. Yeah, you've got a Thrash. Yeah, you've got the Cosmic Divide here for Fnatic, but again, if Bilibili can find those opening picks on site, if they can just take a player or two down, that's when they've been able to break things open and find round wins.
Clear on the cam, Trailblazer pushing up through long. Hero just able to clear that out. Backpedals, but Orb is opened up. Showstopper now online.
Let's see how they want to do this. Fnatic playing way, way back.
Kasim just able to interrupt a little bit, but he's continuing the chase, and Alpier having to backpedal, waits out the Dizzy, but he's running out of time on the Rocket, sends it blind, not going to be able to find anything, they get away from it. Space bought, but that's about it for now. Thrash at the ready, Alpier sending it, goes through elbow, double clear out as Bosa tries to go for the push here, escorted by Hero, and the wide swing is enough to disrupt. K9 going to be taken down. Mosh sent, Durka arriving in from behind. HP Bart's completely and utterly wrecked at the moment here from the side of Billy. Billy is Wisey, tries to turn the tides. Flexen able to find one. The Wisey cannot hold his ground. The cleanup is there. The defuse will come through. Fnatic denying the tide up a half. They'll make it a 7-5.
It's just really good stuff from Fnatic when they're playing for pure retake. When they tried to contest the executes, Billy was often getting the better of them. But Fnatic, when they had their heads on straight, were aware of the situation, they did a phenomenal job of making those flood retakes happen.
It really did. Able to keep them at an arm's length here are Fnatic, but still find themselves in the lead. We'll have to see how they fare, though, as we get ready to swap sides. Billy now going on to the defending half here on their map pick-up bind. See if they're going to be able to close it out as we come back from the break.
Oh, come on.
Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Alrighty, coming back here at the half. Fnatic out in front, but only by 2 rounds.
And I think coming into this, one thing Fnatic has to be really aware of, when I went back and watched Billy on this map, they're really aggressive on the flanks. Like, they are really willing to push space early, to take that first read and try to take space off of it, to try to see if they can find that open angle. Whether it be K-Knight sometimes just lurking down short, or Neff does it as well sometimes. So there's a lot of things you have to keep in your mind. Head has to be on a swivel for Fnatic if Billy is going to play this anything like they did in VCTCN. And YZ is 17 and 8.
He's been having a game. He heard what everyone was saying. Okay, I haven't had those high hitting moments like last year. Raise, nerf, et cetera, and the guy showed up to play.
Yeah.
Out for blood here today. We'll see how that continues, though. As for now, 2 players situated here towards B. Full focus from Fnatic, however, on this side. Paint Shell go ahead and try to clear out the back. Little blast back forward from Durka.
TP's down.
And Flexen out over it long, able to go ahead and intercept one. Both are going to be taken down. This round now coming through, and Neff able to find Hero. Chronicle still going to be good for a shot. Puts down Wisey. But now it's a rotate through the defending spawn. They try to get themselves situated on A, and K9, he's been stagnant. He's been sitting here the entire time, and he's caught it, clips and a headshot.
Spike down.
And he has unraveled this entire game plan here, this pivot, I should say, from Fnatic. Durka dropping down, will eventually fall. K9 collecting 2, cleaning the pistols, much like we saw at the beginning, and that's now 1 round separating.
But again, it's exactly what I was talking about right before this started. As soon as there's contact on B, I'm watching the 3 players over on A, and they're immediately beelining it towards the teleporter to get over to the other side. And all of a sudden, there's 3 different angles that Fnatic has to worry about. They're able to break through, get towards attacker spawn, but K-Knight just holding his ground, and U-Haul waiting with open arms. And Fnatic just no response available. Felt like they were going to get that B site free, and you know, this is something that Bilibili does really well in this map, is make you think that something's free, and it's actually not. And there's the trap wires. Pretty standard here. They love to have them right at the entrances of doors. Try to play off of it.
Oh, Neff going to have to backpedal quickly. Does need a little bit more damage, but ultimately he's going to be fine. Clear out on the haunt. Trapwire gets a reveal, but cannot find a kill. Boaster forced away.
Here.
Quite a bit.
A pretty decent read on the positions. Durka now setting up. Still has a couple blast packs from Hookah. Fnatic, though, going to take a TP over themselves.
Why is he still here? It's a little bit of a fake attempt, it would seem, from Fnatic, or at least want the opportunity to turn it into one. Still do have that spike lingering here with Alfier. They could pivot. They could just go for the teleporter as well, join in with the rest of the players.
Oh, YZ. Heard this.
And he has push coming through. And that's going to be a collapse. Lines him up, finds the shot. Hero Chronicle taken down. Now the rest pushing their way in towards B. Stinger in hand, Flexen, sending out a couple shots, eventually finds the headshot. Swaps to the coast, finds Durka as well. And that is clean play. Alfier, however, will find himself a second. Needs much more work to be done. Gets the third, the double face, a little bit more damage, put down YZ up over the top, and my God, he gets another headshot onto Yosemite, but cannot finish the kill. Weapons will be lost, funds will be expended from Bilibili, but they're going to be tying things up at 7-7.
Yeah, I mean, Bilibili gets the win in this round, but there's 2 big takeaways for me from Fnatic. A, they're working the map. They're getting into Bilibili's head with some of these weird maneuvers they're making, using the TP, kind of spreading the map a bit. Yeah, it's decently well read here by YZ, but the other thing that I'm taking away from this round is maybe Alpha's heating up, and then things get real scary for anybody that's going against Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, incredible amount of damage dealt. As Bile is saying, like, yeah, I'm glad we got the win, but it could have been much cleaner than that. Now you see the very fractured purchase here from Bilibili. 2 rifles, 2 stingers. Flexen considering a sheriff. No, we'll add a third stinger into the mix.
Oh boy. I think Boaster's.
Oh, he's flashed, but finds a headshot, and there's no one else there to try to counter swing. Why is he sticking around? But he's very wary about this B-Link approach. Starts pushing forward and might end up clashing here with Durka.
Yeah, I think Durka's aware.
There's a swing out. Durka a little bit snappier with it. Able to avoid taking damage, gets the headshot. Fnatic now in pole position to regain the lead.
Yeah, this is Fnatic doing their homework. Again, Billy really likes to get aggressive out of short, and Boaster tucked in a nice spot to counter that. Calls in Durka just to make sure it's clear. And they do a great job taking 2 players down early. 2 stingers and a bulldog. All that's left in the arsenal for Bilibili. Somebody going to back off that angle, but it's just a TP over towards A. And poor Flexen all on his own with a stinger and showers.
Maybe an opportunity to try to recover the weapon, but Hero's not playing forward, not playing aggressively here. So Flexen for now just tucks within his own smoke as the site gets taken, the plan comes through.
30 seconds left.
Nothing more that he can do, as it seems like the call is going to be made for Yosemite to just stick around on that B side of the site, maybe watching just for a linger. Curious to see if he actually rotates in to try to go for a retake here.
Gonna have to go for it. But with Hero there, this is so tricky for Flexen. Just wants to do as much damage as he can. Hero.
I mean, he keeps hearing the door open, stay open. He knows that he's playing close to that. Now it's shut. Was it widely? Players ready to just be taken down by the spike. Flexen's going to be in a bit of a rough position to make that happen. Is okay. Nate at his feet. Goes sprinting across. He will die to Durka. K-Knight sacrifice over to the spike. And yes, the Bulldog saves here from Yosemite. Fnatic gained the lead, but just by a round. Now we go into close to an actual proper rifle round. Not going to have too many full armors here between the squads. but the weaponry should ultimately be matched.
Absolutely. And this is great discipline that you're seeing from Fnatic. Just really being super patient there is Hero. Yeah, he's only 3-9 on the scoreline, but that was a nice play right there.
Yeah, YZ there, 1910, your birth year. And we'll get ready to go into this round to see if Billy can tie things up at 8-8.
Wow. I didn't know I was born before World War I.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Good to know. The Roaring 20s were great, yeah.
Survive Prohibition.
I made it barely through that.
No one knows. You're actually the guy who invented Monopoly. Anyway.
And yet I'm not making any money off of it.
No. 3 players situated here at A. Haunt at the ready. Let's see how fast of a strike this ends up being from Fnatic, because you still do have Alfier poking and prodding, and actually being poked back quite a bit. Look at his HP bar. He's down to 30.
Yeah, they got 2 players up on boxes. One on truck, one on the box. It's all to dodge the Thrash, I think. I'm going to let it go through to U-Haul, and it is going to catch one on the backside there, but I think that's all just a bait.
Hit onto Yosemite, but oh my god, Flexen into the smoke, finds Alfier. Snappy to readjust, clears out. That Dizzy. Durka now here, but players gone around, and YZ the one taken down. Still plenty of firepower available to BLG to hold this line. Now 25 seconds remaining for Fnatic. What do you do? Can you even push forward and try to take the teleporter? Well, Hero will open things up with 1. Continue to push up. Hero finds himself a second, and suddenly they've turned this on its head. Neff now the last one standing. Players coming in.
They just won that on Gunfire.
The Hero won that on Gunfire, and Durka will finish it. Tagged down to 30 at the beginning. He'll be the last one to find a headshot, and somehow, some way, Billy have let that round slip out of their grasp.
A great start, a great idea. And I mean, you've got to be thrilled as Billy with how they're thinking about these rounds. And I mean, another thing to consider about this matchup, Achilleos, is Bile and Elma Putty were both on Gen G last year. These 2 coaches know each other very well.
There we go.
And so certainly this should be a really interesting chess match, kind of understanding each other's tendencies and trying to work through them. And, and I think Billy has at times had the better reads, but in rounds like that where Fnatic's firepower just boosts them over.
Speaking of which,
yep.
How many times has Chronicle killed Yosemite in this position?
At least 3.
Just holding things down. Plant coming out in Alfier. He reads it like a book.
I got you.
Knows that they're going to be looking for the interrupt. And finds the punish before the Baki shot can even ring out. And in all likelihood, I mean, why is he's got that staple, that namesake judge in his hands. Does still have 2 blast packs, but how much can you actually do from this position? We need to go monstrous here. Turkey going to be noted. Up on top, Paint Shell trying to flush him out, and YZ blinded and taken down. Neff is able to find 2. Answers back a little bit, but Fnatic now find themselves up to 10.
Yeah, they're really starting to feel themselves now. The confidence is flowing for Fnatic. Showstoppers for both of our raises. And Billy opts to pause just for another moment. See if they can regroup, see if they can find some advantages here on their defender side, see if they can use these ults that they've got in a cycle to try to break this trend. 3 in a row for Fnatic. It's a tough task for anybody. And Billy doing their darndest. YZ doing his damnedest. 20 kills so far. But Durka with 17, Chronicle with 14. Alpha starting to heat up. He's up to 10. Things are starting to swing the other way with the pendulum.
Yeah, I mean, YZ's been a bit of a constant here thus far in the map for the side of Billy, but the other teams, it's been really rocky. I mean, K-Knight able to find those 2 in the pistol. Nothing since then. Most of his kills in the first half were from...
First 2 rounds.
Yeah, the first 2 rounds. So, yeah, there's a little bit of sway here, and they need to find stability across the rest of this roster. Yosemite regularly getting punished by Chronicle is something that they very much cannot afford.
Yeah, it's definitely been a diff in the Vipers, for sure. Yosemite having a really tough time being able to find those lurks, find those unusual positions that he'd like to. They're just read every time by Fnatic. And again, both teams doing a great job reading each other at times, really getting good beads on what the other team is trying to do. It's going to be Hero swapping up to the Phantom. 3 players with full armor for Bilibili, and not much money on the back of this.
I got the spike.
If Bilibili can't win this round, Fnatic likely to send this to match point. But a lot of ults again to play with. You have that orbital strike. You have those Seekers. You have that Showstopper. You have a lot to deny Fnatic entry or comfort on their post plans.
Slow push up. Trapwire is very much spread apart. One over at Showers, one here at Hookah. As the warning ping comes down. Prowler on the approach. Showstopper going to be popped, and YZ instantly dealt with the ult, finding no value. Neff will be able to answer one back as Poster does get caught up in the crossfire. 1-for-1 exchange, but you'd be hoping that you're able to find something with that ult. Now Durka has his own in play. The spot on the one. Neff trying to go for the challenge, but it's just staring at the rocket as it lands right in front of his face. Swinging to the back. Durka does end up falling. In front of the plan is K9 trying to come alive. Does find a second. Somebody gets taken down. We find ourselves now here in a 2v2. Hero Theft available. Teleport going to be used.
Oh, it's all just a ruse, though.
Yep, the wide rotate all the way back. Still do have the linger here from K9. If he hears anything on that site, he's going to know that this is where it's meant to end up. Starting to push forward, though. How much more does he swing? Goes for it, but Chronicle finds it. And suddenly, Flexen all on his lonesome. But with the cash the way that it is, with the Fnatic about to get up to 11, I think he's just going to have to hold on to this.
Heartbreaking for Bilibili. Invested so much and just couldn't get it done. They came close in this round. It's not over yet, sure, but that round is an absolute backbreaker. Still, though, who knows? Flexen has an opportunity, a 1v2. Could beat the hero here for BLG.
One smoke to try to isolate Amali to flush out an angle, spots him out. All eyes now going to be trained on this position, dodges the C's, but seems like that's going to be enough. Wary about a flank coming through. Doesn't find anything on the opening to try to isolate into a 1v1, so has to just go for the save.
A tough position, no doubt, for Flexen. K-Knight there, I thought after those first 2 kills, he could really be the difference maker. Okay, yeah, you get the kill on the hero. Yeah, that's not bad. Take that as Flexen, but what really hurts is that you get a jump on Chronicle there, right outside of Tube, and Chronicle just swings and takes you down instantly. I mean, these first 2 kills, phenomenal from K-Knight. Waiting with open arms. But you can see Chronicle had just turned a little bit and then stabilizes. He's so fast, man. Unbelievable.
Been quite the impeccable game from him. So now early smoke trying to dissuade the push forward here into Showers. Bilibili able to get too much full weaponry across here.
Just creating a little bit of noise. Trying to keep that extra player planted over on A. As Bilibili hasn't moved a muscle off the back of that contact, just chilling. Waiting to see if maybe there's going to be that hit through short. That's definitely where they were somewhat hoping.
Guiding Light doesn't spot anything. No info being given over.
They're going to reaggress here towards short, hoping that they had convinced Bilibili that this is a B hit now with how much time it's taken.
Yosemite's in such a forward spot. The leg is going to be spotted and he's taken down. He's not understanding where he was at. That's catastrophic. YZ up close here alongside the wall. The double push out. There's the first one cleared out. YZ dealt with Chronicle. Crushing any hopes and dreams. Now, Orb going to be picked up. Double TP back across here towards A. Neff is dead. And all K-Knight can do is stay tucked and hope that they don't come hunting.
They just convinced Bilibili long enough that it was going to be a B hit. They got a little bit antsy. Started moving through, and like you said, a bit of a positional mistake there from Yosemite. It's been a rough map for him. Didn't quite read that the legs would be sticking out a little bit, or just thought it'd be clear and paid the price.
Go up the Jaws music.
They found my wire.
Crap wire cleared. Does he actually swing out for a challenge?
Dun, dun.
Pushing, finds the first. Snappy to find the kill. The TP now across. Cage going to be dropped in. Chronicle swinging out, looking for the angle. Puts a couple shots there into the shoulder. The sync fight up over the top. K-Knight does manage to push back. Trapwire slowing things up as Alfier similarly trying to get in on top of him and will be able to do so. Headshot found. Weapons cannot be carried over. And now we get up to map point.
Yeah, and they're going to have to cut funds a little bit. Couple Guardians coming into play already for Bilibili.
Going to be a judge for Wisey.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That leg being shown.
It's brutal. Little things like that make all the difference. Can't afford those mistakes at this level, especially against a team like Fnatic. They will punish you every time. Now Chronicle has a Viper's Pit, Alpha has a Thrash. Yeah, you've got K-Knight's ult, but you have to get a kill first. Be able to put that to good use. Boaster's one away from another Cosmic Divide. I mean, this is very, very dire for BLG. They once again set up in this 2-2-1 setup, leaving Flexen to guard Showers. Durka, see if he wants to challenge. They're pinging him out. They have a read on his position. They're going to use the Dizzy or the Prowler here to set him up.
No, just quick swing
in.
in.
Footsteps.
Flexen trying to backpedal as quietly and quickly as he possibly can. Does manage to make it out towards safety. Soulblazer around the back, cannot get the stun. As the Boombot gets sent, you can see Flexen wanting to try to challenge forward, wanting to try to get a catch, but cannot. Thrash now in play. Why is he pushing forward? Judge still at the ready. Thrash finding nothing. Flexen able to tuck back, keeps himself protected, obscured for now. Spike plant coming in. Seas gets sent, catches here onto the enemy brim. Dizzy going to be cleared out, but Flex in. They assess his position. They find that kill. Chronicle does get taken down. Wisey able to find one, but still needs to recover a different weapon. Real Death's going to be coming through, and Wisey scoops up the Vandal, instantly finds value. Zalpier gets taken down. Man advantage now there for the side of BLG. They're trying to push them off. They line up for him, but he cannot collect the first kill. Hero cannot readjust. This map not over quite just yet. 4 players surviving. BLG, they hang in.
And it's just a call to play safe, play for the retake as BLG, and it works a treat. They really just kind of give Fnatic all the space they want to get that plant down and do to Fnatic what Fnatic was doing really well to them on the other side of the map. Just play those 5v5 retakes and start taking players down. Good news is Fnatic, you only use the Thrash in that round. Now you've got the Cosmic Divide available for Boaster. Chronicle still has a Viper's Pit. So still a lot of tools to work with to keep Bilibili from getting 4 more rounds to send it to OT. Already Alpha's getting ready to throw a Dizzy potentially here. Set up Durka, but no contact just found. Patience shown from YZ. As he backs up a bit. Neff doing the duty that is of the skies to just hold this angle all the time. Long B is your job, but he's going to tuck into that corner. See if it's checked by Fnatic if they decide to push. Thinking about Util, they're going to go for the
trying to go for the pop flash in. They are going to be able to catch on to one. Alfier take it down. Teleport taken, but that is the spike now. Stuck. They have to rotate back across the map to regain this. Why is he slowly just trying to evacuate? Paint shells likely to be committed to try to clear out that side.
That's how much they want to challenge this. Why is he up close and personal?
He is. Blast pack forward. Sees into the corner. Nothing spotted there, but to pull off the angle. Sync bite thrown to try to stop the peak. Grab well as well, going to be used. 25 seconds remaining. Time ticking. Looks like they're not going to be taking the teleporter. It is going to be the push here onto the B side. 3 players still here. YZ, the first one, holding the line. Looking for the drag across, cannot find. It's going to be flexed out. We're coming up with 2, and now Spike is stranded, and that is going to be the round. Done and dusted. Nothing more that Chronicle could do. It's BLG closing the gap. Well, a little bit more than he could do. Puts YZ down. We'll take the teleporter. BLG continue to stay here in the map, but they need 3 more consecutive rounds to try to take this into overtime.
Yeah, and it's just mostly good kind of disciplined play now from Bilibili. They're not really getting aggressive until they know they've got a decent opportunity there with the pop flash and the push from YZ. And once that spike is down, that's such an awkward position for Fnatic to be in. Wow, that is a heck of a drawing.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Good kick with the Dizzy. YZ, 2 away from a showstopper. Same for Flexen with that orbital strike. A little bit of pressure, a little bit of damage there onto Yosemite, forces him back within lamps.
And they're playing the Cypher now over towards A. All that util, anticipating that Fnatic's going to try a different approach. And now YZ and Neff also getting very aggressive towards long B. Prowler contacts into showers.
The push up the reveal, and Yosemite able to collect. Zerka just not ready for that one, but a headshot through the box. Alfier able to put him quite low. Flexen down to 22 HP as the plant gets ready to come in. Chronicle trying to scale up, trying to take some space, ends up falling with the plant, comes in all the same, but 2x man advantage here for the side of BLG. Shorty in hand. The push forward, tries to go for it. Alfier able to find one, Boaster gets the other. But advantage maintained. This Hero going to try to have some impact. Over from Showers, he's now the last man standing. Position known, finds the first, finds the second, looks for the third. Pain Shell puts him low, the Nightfall going to be committed to. The stick being held, he's spotted it, he's got it! Hero with the Red Bull clutch will bring this map to an end, 13-9.
A nice moment at the end there for the new addition to this Fnatic squad. Able to come up big when they needed it. Looked like BLG might be able to get themselves up to double digit here in this round, but Hero had other thoughts. Plays this perfectly, has the Nightfall. YZ opts to just try to take it to half, but couldn't get it there.
An incredible performance from him, but now they have to go into Fnatic's map pick of a Lotus. We'll see how they fare when we come back.